Howdy, folks. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I'm coming to you from New Jersey, which is where I reside pretty much my whole life. I am doing a gift request. Clifford Barnes, who is currently in France. I think you live in France, Cliff. You could correct me if I'm wrong. You can tell me if I'm right. And he made a gift to the channel for me to do George Jones's song, The Old Man No One Loves. Ooh, that title is like, ugh. Yeah, and George can sing a ballad, as we know. So anyway, Cliff, thank you for this gift, my friend. And Clifford requested this because he said he's been having some fun with Montauk Ed and Terry Woods the past few days. So anyhow, yeah, it's a pretty convivial or friendly community we have here on the channel. So people have made friendships outside the channel just by virtue of first interacting in the comments. So you're more than welcome to play along in that, take your part in that if you want. So yeah, and if you're interested in making a gift to the channel to get me to do a song, the song has to fit with the non-traditional pop theme or the non-pop traditional feel of the channel. So the information's in the description box below if you'd like to do that. Otherwise, let's get on with George.
In a bar room down in Georgia sits an old man. His whiskers gray and 2 or 3 days old.
You can see it.
You can tell he's dreaming up another story, just in case there's one he hasn't told. There's a story that he tells about a woman, and always says she was a beauty queen. But he said the angels came for her one morning. After that he just gave up on everything.
You can understand it.
The old man no one loves is what they call him. The tales he tells are taller than the sky. The old man no one loves sure tells some big ones, and everybody laughs and says, you know that old man lies.
Wow.
There's the one he always tells about his children. His son's a doctor up in Ohio. His daughter owns a bank in California. But he don't ever see them anymore. The old man no one loves is what they call him. The tales he tells are taller than the sky. The old man no one loves sure tells some big ones, and everybody laughs and says, you know that old man lies.
I got to pause for a minute. One, for copyright purposes, but two, this is one of these songs, like, good God, like, I don't know if I were to listen to this song in the summertime or something outside, it wouldn't hit me the same way, but I mean, timing is important. But this is a song that when you allow yourself to really think about things from another person's perspective and what that would be like, we already know that the woman he was married to died. Something can snap in your psyche depending on where you're at in life, and it's just so hard to move along for some folks. And it's not a matter of fault, it's a matter of the deeper you love, the deeper you hurt. And you can only take so much because you're dealing with that hurt, but there's other hurt you're also dealing with in life. It isn't like you get one big hurt in your life and that's it. Sometimes you're dealing with other, maybe a friend of yours is not well. Maybe you yourself aren't well in some way. Then this happens, and then you have disappointments elsewhere, and they can build up. But when that hammer drops on your loved one passing, it could be in every single cell in your body, and you don't get a break from it. So how do you cope with it? Maybe you go to a bar and tell stories. And maybe his daughter really does own a bank in California and his son really is a doctor in Ohio. But maybe they don't call him for whatever reason, and maybe they do. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out.
But you know, that old man that no one loves, he died this morning. The whole town was shocked by all those big, long limousines. And all his children gathered round, and they wept beside him. And one cried out, "My daddy's gone to join his beauty queen." The old man no one loves is what they call him.
They did love him.
The tales he tells are taller than the sky. The old man no one loves sure tells some big ones. And everybody laughs and says, "You know that old man lies." The old man no one loves is what they call him.
I love this orchestral.
The tales he tells are taller than the sky. The old man no one loves sure tells some big ones.
As a life coach and also getting older in life as well, and having a measure of compassion for others. Some people are more, some others are less compassionate. You want to find a balance there too, so you value yourself in life. But as a life coach, everybody is dealing with pain. And you don't need to be a life coach to know that. I just happen to be intimately connected with others' issues in life. Some of it's self-inflicted, some of it is other inflicted, some of it's really nobody's fault. It's just the hardship of life. One of the most profound things about human beings, and we do not place enough weight on this in the formulation of our decisions in life and our perspective about what's good and bad in life, is that we become aware at a young age that we're going to die. Now, I don't think animals have the ability to know that they're going to die. I was a philosophy major as well at Rutgers, and so you think about things like this, but you need language to be able to formulate thoughts. That's the prevailing theory, that you need some vehicle of expression to make sense of your world, and that's where linguistic abilities come in. Now, do animals have that? No. Does that mean they don't feel things? It doesn't. Elephants can cry. Dogs seem to express themselves. Cats do. But is there that forethought, that awareness that one day their life will come to an end? And, for humans, we plan for that. We've got our 401ks and we do our wills and we want to accomplish a certain number of things in the 80 or so years we get on this life if we live an average life. And it torments us in ways. But along the way, we deal with agony, we deal with pain. And this gentleman at the bar who tells his stories, it's to avoid the pain of his wife having died and the other pains that he dealt with in life. And people did show up at his funeral in limousines. And not that that matters that they were in limos, but that was in the song. And so evidently there may have been some money along the way that people paid to have limos take them to his service. But if you start with a measure of compassion that somebody else is dealing with hard things in their life, no matter what their life looks like, you don't have to be this bleeding heart, crying, sobbing person when you meet somebody, but just that awareness allows you to talk with people a little bit more in a friendly way, in an understanding way, and you'll certainly be far less rude or presumptuous. But Clifford, that was a hell of a song, especially for a guy like me. Like the life coach, the executive coach, the philosopher in me loves this kind of stuff. So I'm going to, and I love the orchestral, the element, if you will, in this. I know in country music you're supposed to call them fiddles, but those were violins in the background because it really was an orchestra. It wasn't just like a Charlie Daniels one-off type thing, or Alison Krauss playing the fiddle. But the number that popped into my head on this was a 9.6. I felt it. I saw it. The creative aspect of this, there are certain details in the song that just stood out. So there it is. That's from CliffordBarnes, and sort of being mindful of Montauk Ed and Terry Woods, who's up in Canada. So there it is, folks. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Be nice to other folks, even if they tell stories, and keep rocking the country.